Have you ever heard of a tree that punishes any living thing that comes close to it? A tree that inspires both terror and reverence. This is the story of the Anunuebe tree. Unlike other trees celebrated for their fruits or their medicinal power, the Anunuebe is feared greatly. Birds dies if they perch on it. Grass dies in its shadow. Humans risk madness or death.
But what is this tree? Is it simply a story told to frighten people? Or is it a real and dangerous species? Let's find out together in this video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button as well. In many African traditions, trees are not just plants. They are sacred markers, guardians, or bridges between realms. Some are gathering points for worship, some are considered abodes of spirits, and some are left untouched because of the power they hold. The Anunuebe is among the most mysterious of these sacred trees. Unlike other holy trees that invite offerings and prayers, this one forbids human closeness entirely. The tree does not welcome at all. It stands as a boundary, a line that humans must not cross. In Igbo land, spanning regions like Ebonyi and Anambra states in southeastern Nigeria, this tree isn't just flora, it's a living oracle, a bridge between the earthly and the divine. Traditional healers, or dibyas, revere it as the pinnacle of spiritual plants, using its parts to craft powerful charms, amulets, and remedies that are believed to ward off evil and heal the afflicted. The name Anunuebe comes from Igbo words meaning birds don't perch, hinting at its legendary repulsion of life. There are stories of a resident spirit that only vacates during certain months, allowing harvest through incantations and sacrifices, like tossing a live rooster from afar to appease it. Even thunder avoids it, striking neighbors instead. Some say the Anunuebe was planted by spirits as a guardian of forbidden land. Others say it grew out of an ancient pact between humans and supernatural beings, marking territory that was never to be violated. One of the most common folk stories is about a proud hunter. This hunter was skilled, fearless, and arrogant. When warned by his community to stay away from the Anunuebe, he refused. He wanted to prove his strength, so he went into the forest with his machete and swung at the bark. But the moment metal struck wood, his blade shattered, and his arm shriveled as though the life had been sucked out of it. He staggered back in horror, his pride destroyed along with his body. The tree had punished him for his arrogance. Another tale speaks of a weary traveler who sought shade beneath the Anunuebe during the heat of the day. He sat, closed his eyes, and drifted to sleep. But when he awoke, nothing was familiar. The forest around him had changed. The paths were gone, the sky looked strange, and he wandered in confusion. Days became weeks. Weeks became years. When at last he stumbled back into his village, he was aged and frail, though only a few days had passed for his family. He whispered that he had been trapped in the world of spirits. But the Anunuebe is not just a story of fear. It is a story of meaning. Like all myths, it carries lessons and values that go deeper than the surface. The tree is a boundary between the human and the spiritual. By forbidding closeness, it marks a space where humans do not belong. It tells us that there are places we must not enter, knowledge we must not grasp, and powers we must not claim. It is also a guardian of nature. By declaring the tree untouchable, communities ensure that it remains unharmed. Its surrounding land becomes preserved as well. In this way, the myth functions as an early form of conservation. The fear surrounding the Anunuebe protects the ecosystem. The Anunuebe is not the only tree with such power. Across the globe, cultures tell stories of forbidden or sacred trees. In the Bible, the tree of knowledge brought devastating consequences when its fruit was eaten. Humanity's fall from innocence was tied to a single tree. In Norse mythology, Yggdrasil is the world tree, connecting all realms of existence. Its health is tied to the balance of the universe, and harming it threatens cosmic destruction. In many African cultures, entire groves are left untouched because they are considered homes of spirits. Entering them is taboo. Cutting their trees is forbidden. Skeptics naturally ask, is there an actual Anunuebe tree, or is it purely a myth? The Anunuebe tree is known scientifically as Okoubaka aubrevillei. Research suggests its bark, leaves, and fruits contain compounds like alkaloids and flavonoids that offer antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory benefits, traditionally used for conditions like leprosy or infections. But toxicity risks exist, and more studies are needed. Legends claim nothing living approaches it without harm. Birds don't perch, plants wither nearby. But evidence points to its parasitic biology suppressing vegetation, not necessarily causing instant death to animals, highlighting a mix of fact and cultural storytelling. Botanically, it's a hemiparasitic tree in the Santalaceae family, meaning it latches on to the roots of host plants to siphon nutrients while producing its own through photosynthesis. It can tower up to 40 meters, with a wide canopy that casts deep shadows, effectively starving nearby vegetation of light and resources through allel chemicals, natural chemicals that inhibit plant growth. This parasitic prowess explains why it often stands alone in clearings, fueling those eerie myths of barren surroundings. Studies highlight its rarity, with populations dwindling due to habitat destruction, marking it as a conservation priority. Phytochemical research is where it gets exciting. Analyses of its fruits, bark, and leaves reveal a treasure trove of compounds: alkaloids, flavonoids, tannins, and saponins. A 2023 study showed extracts battling bacteria like Staphylococcus aureus and Escherichia coli, backing traditional uses against infections. In Igbo medicine, the bark treats leprosy, syphilis, and skin issues. Roots support brain health and immunity. Leaves heal wounds and boost defenses, and fruits aid fertility or act as poison antidotes. So the Anunuebe may not be a single biological species. Instead, it may be something larger, a phenomenon born of danger, belief, and respect for the unseen. One question I want to ask you is, what story have you heard about the Anunuebe tree? Do you think it really exists?